Okay. So I don't know if we're live. I do not know what happened. Okay. Hopefully you guys can find me. Hopefully you guys can find me. Okay, so we're going to have an open topic of conversation, a few topics of conversations today. I have notes. Lots of them. In the last stream, a couple of you wanted, actually I forgot about something. I need everyone to stay really calm tonight on the stream. So no raising voices, yelling into microphones. Everyone's just going to stay real chill, okay? Even me. Okay, we are going to start with 10 deep inhales and complete exhales. We're going to raise both of our arms above our heads and relax the shoulders down. Have your arms as straight as they'll be, but shoulders are relaxed. I like to close my eyes. Do what you want. Try to count the inhale, which comes through your nose and goes down to the belly. So usually when we breathe like in the chest, and it's automatic. So we're switching to taking over breath control. It's called pranayama. So you're going to inhale through the nose, make your belly fat. Expand the side bodies too. And exhale, I like to just say this for everyone so it's perfect, through the mouth. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Make sure no air is left. So we're going to inhale through the nose, directly to the belly, and we're going to exhale out of the mouth. Make sure all the air is out. Squeeze your belly towards your spine. 70% of toxins leave the body through the process of exhalation. I'll see you in 10 breaths. Arms up, straight as they'll go. Shoulders stay relaxed. Angela! Citizen Rita! Marcus! Yay. How are you guys? All right, so I have some notes on notes about topics of conversation. It's an open discussion, so if there's anything you guys want to talk about, you can just pop it up and we can talk about that. Yo, what's up, Augustino? Tell me if I'm saying your name right. Augustino are like besties now. I wanted you to know I started the stream like this. I need everyone to stay real calm tonight. So no one's going to be yelling into microphones and getting overly passionate. We're all just going to stay chill, including myself. So there's a few topics of conversation. We can talk about anything you like. A few people were dropping some things they wanted to talk about That guy M, I swear, M, he's so funny. He's a member of this channel, so I let him treat me poorly because he pays me. But he's always like, shut up. But he kept talking. He wanted to talk about, I thought this was interesting. If anyone knows anything about it, I have not looked into it. He kept going on about Elon Musk's tunnels. Like he wanted to talk about conspiracy theories a lot. And you're a member, so this video's for you in a way. He wanted to talk a lot about Elon Musk tunnels. I don't know anything about them, but I thought it was funny because I always watch the chat after. I thought it was funny that someone was like, there are tunnels everywhere, bro. Yeah, there are tunnels everywhere, but they're all kind of interesting to me. The topics I had, one was about feminism. Might not be popular tonight, but how it just turned into women policing women. Economics of being skinny is a topic that I have here. Opportunity cost is a topic I have here. Transcending triggers is a topic I have here. So we're backed up on topics, that's for sure. I can get a little bit excited. So I'm holding the biggest mic. What'd you say? Danny Woodward is here. Big ups. Give Tiffany a hug for me. Hi, Chris. You're holding the biggest mic ever made. Wait, did you know that I named this mic the Red Ball? It's the Red Ball. Tell Tiffany I said hi, and tell Torin I love her. It's the Red Ball. So any of those stick out to you guys off the bat, what I just read, or you can drop one. I'm just going to go straight into how I think feminism was women policing women. Hold on one second. Pardon moi. And I think I'm not going to do the incel army, guys. I think it's, you know what I mean? I think it's a lot. They're not super organized. I think it was a big undertaking on my part is what I'm saying. So I'm going to back down from that. And a few of them contacted me and I was like, I don't know. This doesn't feel the way that I wanted it to feel. I also don't want to be ignorant or rude to any group of people, but I don't totally understand it. And I think, not like dangerous, but like could be. I don't know. All right. Or economics of being skinny. I'm into that. Young style. Okay, good. Let's do that one. So I always had a weird feeling about feminism. I always thought it was a racket. And then I learned about 10 or 15 years ago that, what's her name, that wrote The Feminine Mystique. She's like the mother of feminism. She's like the face of feminism. That she was like actually like hated women. And I was reading more articles from back then and recent. First of all, let's just look at feminism. There's all these movements, guys, by the way. So it also mimics a pattern in societal / like governing behavior. Like I feel like stuff gets pushed onto the masses and then people sort of absorb it. It becomes like common talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like until now, I feel like until recently, like almost 2020, everyone was kind of just falling in line. My neighbor's talking about it, my wife's friends, whatever, and accepting it, not really asking questions. I think a lot more questions, thankfully, were being asked after people started thinking more. I think, a lot of things that happened in 2020, for me, for sure, changed a lot. So think about, just before, so I can preamble and give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Think about love, like the hippie movement. That was even a movement that was geared towards weakening people and populations in a way. Think about, there's a lot. So you guys actually, Sonar Beep Beep, why don't you guys tell me some other things that would mimic that? So I can't find my notes. I will, because they're here. But the thing that stuck out to me the most was women policing women. What ended up happening, and I think still happens to such a deleterious degree in terms of women relating to each other, is, oh, so you're gonna do that for a man? Or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those random passive aggressive things could be literally anything. Oh, so you're gonna wear a dress for men? There's this whole movement I found out. I keep up with these random YouTube channels, but there's this whole movement. I don't know if it's Gen Alpha or Gen Z. It's one of them that are literally on purpose. Check me on this. On purpose, dressing to make men not look at them. What do I mean by that? They are wearing the baggiest clothes. There's lots of stuff on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, never had an account, but you can, like, obviously see videos. So there's trends, I guess, on TikTok. So all these girls are wearing, like, the baggiest stuff, like the craziest makeup. And my gosh, what these beautiful young women are doing to their hair. It's a shame. Like, cutting half of it off, that's what it is, trying to make themselves very undesirable to men. Guess what? You're still making the man like your point of reference. Or you're like, do you know what I'm saying? I have to stop saying like as much, and I've got to stop cursing. I'm going to do it. You see what I'm saying? So what they're trying to do when you give one thing, and inevitably or naturally, the law of nature, the other thing is implied. So dressing to have men not pay attention to you is still having men as, like, the focus of you. Okay. So that's like a mini movement. Feminism, Gertrude Stein. Thank you. Sometimes information. Remember, I was like, well, who is the face of feminism? Gertrude Stein. So that was supposed to be about female empowerment, right? Okay. So why in 2024 women still paid, like, exorbitant amounts percentage wise? I do exaggerate sometimes. Consistently is a better way to put it. Accurate. Consistently making less money, consistently with fewer opportunities, etc., etc. Back to women policing women, which I think is the worst thing that came out of feminism. Having women police women does nothing for women empowerment. Does it make sense? Let me see what you guys are saying. Gloria, thank you. What did I say? Gertrude? Yo, what's up, Jaren T? We've missed you. Hi, Marcus. Oh, Gloria Stein. Yeah, she's you should look into her. Man Repeller was a huge blog about that style being undesirable to men. Right. So going out of your way to be undesirable to men, you're still keeping men as your point of, like, you're still putting all your energy towards men, right? So the whole thing is to not get all pretty and waste time, and put on makeup and all this stuff and look good for men because you're anti-man or whatever the whole popular thing is right now. I do not get that. The patriarchy, no. Like, we're all in this together, and it takes two to tango. Like, yes, I think both genders, and I am not going to be good about the pronoun thing. So, you can just not expect that from me. Meaning I'm ignorant, lacking knowledge. I will by accident say something wrong. So I'm just going to use male, female for all intents and purposes. So we have men that have been kind of compromised in terms of how, in my opinion, like, the social, it should have just been a lot different. And that was a lot of what I'm saying goes to my inspiration for the incel army. It's like, I think both genders have been kind of misled for a very long time, and now we're feeling a lot of the ramifications. I don't think this is new, by the way. I think this has been happening since time. Also, Augustino, Wagwan. How do you spell it? I know what it means. I wanted to write it back, but I didn't want to feel like a dork because I didn't know how to spell it. Wagwan. It's like a cool thing. Lambros! I love you. Oh, your favorite bully? I don't know. I thought somebody said I was their favorite bully. The suffragettes were mostly spinsters. Can you tell me more about that, Chris? Because I don't know. I know about suffrage. I don't know if I've read suffragettes. Suffragettes. They almost made it sound like kind of sexy on purpose, right? Feminism, women policing women. Let me see what I wrote. Securing the best mate. Oh, well, this ties into it. The woman that I was watching, she kept saying, women, don't get mad, get paid. I was like, that needs to be my mantra. I have to stop getting mad. I just have to start getting paid. So The Economist. Don't get mad, get paid. So that's more about the economics of being skinny. I don't actually have my feminism notes here. So a lot of it everything kind of ties into everything. But what ended up happening, okay. I literally just almost said something so stupid, controversial. And I'm so proud of myself that I went like, earlier today, someone was annoying me. What did I use? Oh my gosh. I was like, gosh, I cannot speak to this person. I'm just going to say horrible things. I went like this. It was a headband. So I do it to myself, just so we all are clear on that. I do want to get into the skinny thing. Can you guys write other stuff that you think? Wagwan, thank you. I thought it was an A, but I thought maybe it was an O. Wagwan, Agostino. So I want to talk about the economics of being skinny. I think a lot of you guys know I've been really open and made a lot of videos about healing, struggling with an eating disorder personally. So, and all this stuff, speaking of like, okay, just follow your intuition, by the way. We all have, there's something called the vagus nerve. If you're not familiar, it's the one nerve that connects your brain to your stomach. So check this out. The vagus nerve sends 80% of information from your body to your brain about what's going on in your body. How does it get this information? What is your heart rate? Are you sweating? Are you feeling, are systems in your body feeling under stress, etc.? It's sending information more to the brain than the brain is sending to the vagus nerve. Think about that. It's rare. Economics of being skinny. So there have been so many times in my life, people are like, this is good for you. This is what you need to do. And it's kind of, especially in my life, for me personally, it's felt like I'm not deferring to you. You are intervening on my life and everything about it does not feel right, you know? So my mom sent us to like therapists and stuff for eating disorder things. And like for example, this one woman, a nutritionist, said, you're going to have to eat meat at some point. And I'm like, first of all, let's get me to eat, bitch. Who gave you your job? I should say, I have said this part first. I've been a vegetarian, like hardcore, since I was like 12. Like I announced to my parents when I realized chickens came from eggs that I will not be eating any animals or anything that comes from animals. So when I show up at this nutritionist office at I'm 5'10". I show up at like, you know, a nice 100 pounds, way underweight. She's like, in the first session, you know, da 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 da, and you know, you are gonna have to eventually start eating meat. I'm like, bitch, one thing at a time. Also, I don't think you should be working with people with eating disorders. Okay, economics of being skinny. Don't get mad, get paid. I wrote it again. Fat women earned. Okay, let's see. This is some quotes from the economics. It's from Forbes. Economics of thinness. Fat women earned more money when losing 60 pounds. It's fact. Fact. That's a fact. Losing weight equals more money. Sexual dimorphism. What makes a woman attractive? What makes a woman attractive? Not the things that make a man, are not the things that make a man attractive. She was like, think about how man bods are cool. Like people will be like, oh my God, he's so hot. He has a man bod. That's not attractive on a woman, or it's not. I think everyone's attractive, but it's not socially accepted as being attractive, right? Um, so that's called sexual. That's a new term for me. Sexual dimorphism. What makes a woman attractive in society and in terms of economics um, are not the same things that make a man attractive. Pressure to be skinny is another distraction. So, yeah, another thing about that, feminism was a distraction. And let's go ahead and have women start policing women, get them even busier so they're not thinking and making better choices. Pressure to be skinny is another distraction. I always knew and felt that. Oh, I wrote that to myself. Some women get opted out. Some women get to opt out. They don't deal with men mostly. So the women that opt out of the whole like you need to be skinny or fit thing, in this woman's opinion, and I'm kind of agreeing with her as reality, not as what I would want reality to be, but just what I've experienced as reality. Some women get to. She goes. Some women get to opt out. They don't deal with men, mostly. No desire comes from nothing. The smaller we are, the more space we are allowed to take. I absolutely felt like that is true. The smaller a person is, the more space it seems like they're allowed to take. And the bigger a person is, it seems like the smaller, but not like that. Don't get mad, get paid. Even close family and friends treat you differently at different weights. I think I've definitely experienced that. People are predictable. So this is all from Forbes magazine. The article is called "The Economics of Being Skinny." People are predictable. Many people go from visible to non-visible when they gain weight. Thank you. I said that properly. I think I wrote it wrong. People go from visible to not visible when they gain weight. I will give you a personal experience. I taught a yoga class. When I moved to LA, I got the biggest that I've ever been, which is like 140, which is not big for a person my height. 1 second. I just lied. One time it was 145 at my sister's house, and I had to go teach a class after, and it was horrible. I felt like I was in a fat suit, but I'm going to pretend that 5 pounds was the lunch that I ate at her house. So I was like 140, 145, and I taught this class every Monday and Wednesday, 7:30 for like 2 years. And this girl came to my class quite often. I started losing weight. I started like just eating less. Like I was like eating more, whatever. It was a whole thing. I was eating more. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't smoking weed. I stopped smoking cigarettes. So I just started like eating more, but it wasn't like healthy. It was like I went from like not eating to like eating too much. And like, it wasn't good. I mean, it was fine. It was what it was. Bottom line is, I thought I looked way different. When I look at pictures, which I, by the way, avoided cameras a lot during that period of time. When I look at pictures, I'm always like, how did I ever think? And I was never fat, mind you, but maybe healthy for LA, right? Or something like that. A lot of people here are super, super skinny. It's not like a healthy thing. It's not something I'm advocating for. So I teach this class. I rarely get subs. This girl comes once a week at least. She went on vacation or something, and I had lost like, I guess I got back to like 130 or whatever. And the thing is, I'm tall, so you notice it quick, or I don't know. But she was like, "Hey, is Ashley here? She's talking to me. This is a student I've seen once a week for almost 2 years." And I was like, "Jennifer?" She's like, "Ashley, you've lost so much weight." She did not even recognize me. Looking back, I'm like, was that like, that was a little bit weird. But yeah, I was just like, whoa. And so in that way, because she had never actually talked to me too. Like, I mean, besides like corrections and asking questions. So I was like, and she was much nicer to me. I felt like she liked me more. That's conjecture, but it felt like that. People who get fit, many people go from visible, people who get fit the beauty, people who fit the beauty, people who fit the beauty standard give them benefits. So people who fit get benefits. My notes are kind of nuts to read sometimes, like chicken scratch. People who fit the beauty standard, which is thin or fit, they get more benefits. It's like kind of built into our system. Fitting the beauty standard gives you value. In others' eyes. So you become social capital because of how you look. Does that make sense? So taking like a pretty girl to a party is different than taking, or one that fits the beauty standards gives you more social capital to your friends and whoever else is at the party than taking somebody that might not be as fitting in the crazy, like very little mold, right? The beauty standard. Dad bods are all the rage. Why aren't mom bods a thing? Fuck feminism. It's a racket. Stop influencing or telling women to ignore economics of beauty standards. That's another part of it she touched on. Like, we should be able to be our own size and embracing our bigger sizes and stuff. She's like, all women are doing to each other is each other a disservice when they do that. She said, stop another like women, subversing women thing. Stop influencing / telling women to ignore economics of beauty standards. Body positioning. Let's see. She goes, stop. Okay, so it's a very, it's like the emperor. Remember that story, the emperor without the clothes? This is actually amazing. So it's like basically if you're going to tell that to another friend, and some people actually believe it, which is where we are, I guess. But, and I feel like a lot of people believe it, actually. I've just, I got a little stuck there. What I was going to say is it's almost like, and it's like a misery loves company sort of thing, but the emperor without his clothes. So telling one friend, because maybe you don't feel like going to the gym or doing what you need to do to fit this beauty standard, which, by the way, genetically, a lot of people can't even do. So this conversation is a little difficult for me at some corners because it's almost impossible to not respect people that genetically could never fit that, but they know that. She said, shut up about Lizzo. My old therapist, this was one of the reasons I stopped seeing her. She was like, this was last year. She goes, I was like, yeah, like it's just a thing. Like I was telling her about my process with whatever. I was like, just the body dysmorphia will be a thing. Like I'll literally just like, especially if I'm stressed, I'll see myself as like bigger, and it mostly fucks with my productivity, right? But this therapist goes, a therapist that I was seeing, last year, she goes, haven't you seen Lizzo? This was before, it was literally, the timing was genius because it was like a month before Lizzo got in all that trouble for being such a awful boss or whatever happened. But she goes, haven't you seen Lizzo on the beach, Ashley? She's having a great time with her boyfriend. I'm like, we're on Zoom, this woman and me. Even if I was melanated, again, but this woman goes, stop using the Lizzo example. I guess people are doing it. So The Economist, moving on to a different publication, The Economist, skinny equals profit from the system that you are under. Being skinny equals profit from the system you're under. Doing this so I can look good. So instead of telling yourself you're doing it so you can look or feel good, she's like, this author's like, be honest with yourself. Skinny equals profit from the system that you're under. So you're not doing it to feel good. You're doing it to further yourself in the system that you're participating in, right? And again, they said few women can opt out. They mostly just don't deal with men. Our appearance does influence our lives so heavily. How we look is the primary value factor in many markets. So when you're looking at this stuff on a financial sort of dimension, right? Once you realize you're not, I don't know what I meant by that. I said, once you realize you're not a man. I do not know what I meant by that. I want to be skinny. I desire to profit from the systems designed to subjugate me. So that's part of what was in the article. Feminism equals women. We talked about that. Skinny appearance, crucial to capitalism. Securing the best mate. Obesity has become a feature of poverty. I'm going to say that one again for anyone in the back. Obesity has become a feature in poverty. This is also quite interesting to me. Less than 200 or 300 years ago, the larger or more voluptuous a woman was, said more about her social status. And now it's the opposite. The thinner you are, and like if you were thin back then, you were like a peasant or whatever. The thinner you are now, the higher up your market value is in this system, right? Skinny is the inconspicuous signal for people that will be in your rich life. So skinny is like a inconspicuous signal of wealth is what she was arguing. And I'm sorry, I don't think she's wrong. I think it sucks, but I don't think she's wrong. People bring sorry, I can't read that sentence. Skinny, inconspicuous sign of if you see a skinny woman, it's an inconspicuous sign that she's wealthy. Okay. Let's see. Cynthia, I love you. Cynthia's got the highest market value in that department. Wow, I actually caught you live. I love you. Hondo's right there. Hi, Lambros. Not thin, thin and beautiful according to social standards. Also this, I grew up in the 90s. Do you know who we had to look at in magazines? Kate Moss. Name all the other heroin chic skinny girls that looked like every step they were going to take, they were going to fall. And the bones are coming. You just see just bones. That was what we were told we were supposed to look like. That, and like, how messed up. Then like what, 15 years later or less, it's like the Kardashian thing. I'm sorry, that's confusing. And growing up in my time, I was like, no. You would have to find a whole wardrobe to do that on purpose and make it work. Like, there are just so many things that you would just look, it doesn't work for my mind control. What's up, Lance Santino? Oh, can you see him? Oh, I didn't know if you could see him. He's so funny, right? Yeah, he's taking a nap. Okay. Wait, Fiona Apple? Yeah, I love Fiona Apple. Shadow boxer. Right? My shadow. Lambros. Our standards of beauty go back to Babylon and Greece, where there's a numerical formula for beauty. It's completely symmetrical and completely impossible to attain. Okay, let's talk about that. Remember the trucker woman that was on every trucker? Like, it was a thing of the 90s, early thousands. It was this woman, and she was supposed to be the perfect woman. They did a study. The woman would not be able to stand up because her feet were too small. Okay. And then wait, what's the number though, Lambros? Hi, Timmy Bear. What's the number? And what's the, what was like the thing? And then the BMI makes no sense. The BMI says I should weigh $150. Stop it. And also it doesn't calculate bones. Like, I have big bones. They weigh a lot. At least 4 people were killed and 24. Where? Oh, I hate all that stuff. And then also London. Did you guys hear about London? All right, I'm going to catch up on comments. I love what you guys are talking about. And I'm going to smoke some shmeesh. You guys, do you know how many times I've done this? Like, I'm like, Like, I don't need all. um, Fiona Apple rules. I love Fiona Apple. I don't know what happened to her. I feel like she's smart and she just got out, like she put out some magic, got money. I hope she is chilling somewhere. She is so beautiful too. I know. I'm about to join my doggo and get back to the show. What show? Anyone watching House of Dragons? I'm pretty disappointed besides the last few episodes where they've had lots of dragons. I'm so like, can we get this show going already? What's happening here? But I'm going back to This Is Us, my heated blanket hug of a show. And I'd like to hear later, hi Gail, what you guys think about all this stuff. Am I insane? Who wants to know? That was one of my favorite things my dad would say. If somebody said Eric Cummings, we'd be walking on the street and someone just called Eric Cummings, he'd say, who wants to know? Dad, the guy asking you. Lambros, are you with me on that? Number one Josh Denny fan. Here. I feel like you've deserved it. You know I can take these away, guys. Wait. Somebody else write something. You know I can take these away. Thank you, number one Josh Denny fan. Here we go. It's a small world after all. Okay, write something now. Number one Josh Denny fan. Yeah, they started showing the dragons, but I'm so confused. I'm like, weren't the writers bored? Weren't the actors bored? I'm so bored. Oh, okay. There's Vargas. And also this. The names of some of the dragons, really? Smoke Sea or Sea Smoke? I'm like, when did, and what was the other? It was like Magic Light or something. I was like, shut up. Stupid. Oh, that's so cool. Fiona still does music. Guess what? She's smart. She knows about Nimbus. Nimbus. It's basically why most musicians get paid a lot of money, because when they get sold to record companies, they put in background sounds. Did you guys know that? They put in sounds that are like manipulative words. I've heard the background of Nirvana, of Teen Spirit by Nirvana. It's, I can't. If you see this guy, Look Out for Charlie, he might have lost his mind. Don't tell him I said that. Gail! Gail, I love you. Thank you, Gail. As I'm writing Look Out for Charlie, who literally Gail found. Look out for... He has Nirvana. He has Teen Spirit with the background music, so he takes the music out. Baby, I love you. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Gail. Gail, I'm going to call you after this. I can't. Publicly, it gets too funny. I love you. I just Charlie. So he's got Teen Spirit, Look Out for Charlie YouTube channel. He might have, like, Gail, have you checked him out lately? He's kind of way out there. Gail and I reached out to him. We emailed him like 3 years ago. We were like, Sonar. We're Sonar. He's like, what's Sonar? I'm like, Gail, do you remember? I don't remember. I think I said it well. He didn't get back to us. But yeah, Charlie's I mean, rightfully so. He's upset. Charlie's mad. But he takes out the music so you can hear the suggestions. That's what they are. There's suggestions in the back. So that's really cool that Fiona Apple did her thing and is now just doing like her YouTube thing. Smart girl. And I hope it wasn't too bad on the way out. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to eat tacos and call Angela. I love you always. Okay, guys, have a fun night. Thank you for being here. Okay, it's done, I think. Exit. I think I'm out. It's always funny when I'm not. Okay. End. Are we still here? I love you guys. I'm out.